Like oxygen, I don't
And we
need
are
to
now
sleep.
live.
Well, like oxygen, I don't need to sleep. Okay. He is a nut, but I know how he feels now. Not sleeping good for a few months out of the year will really get you to think that sleeping hurts. Don't do it.
Oh.
But shall we go with the skit again? Because I did that and I was like, "You're recording." I did the skit.
We can go with
I
it.
wasn't recording. Hey there, friend. Welcome. Finally, it's one and all. It's Reclamation Day. You ready to leave the vault? You got a black powder rifle off that body. Hooray for you, friend. But oh, hey there, buddy. You're a low level or a moderate level, it seems here, and that black powder rifle is 6 pounds over your regular carry weight. But I recommend ditching it because that 50 cal machine gun that you got off the body of a ghoul that was like 3 stars is so much better than that 3. It now weighs 6.5 pounds. Now, oh, look, all the ammo you have. That's almost like, what, an ounce per bullet. Damn, you're screwed. Oh, look, the 50 gun machine gun weighs 4.5 pounds. Oh, look, all the ammo, it doesn't weigh as much as, it weighs a little bit more, but we can make exceptions. Here's Bandolier, it won't bother you a bit. That's my black powder rifle. And that, people, is my physical and literally, again, improv interpretation of the messed up system from my end. And I mean, this is literally a year and more, almost 2 years of personal experience from the game, because here we are nearing our next year for Fallout First, and again, why? In real life terms, I'm a Navyman, and I've been on battleships where 50 cal machine guns are mounted. What was that, Brown By keyword? Mounted? And our characters are like, ooh, 50 cal, yeet. It's like, oh, wait, hold on, back up. Or 5 pound machine guns? Where the fuck?
All it takes is a fucking part card to make that happen, too.
The black powder, yeah, and then the black powder, no, I'm talking about the base, not base. That part card is 5 pounds. Maybe about 5 and a decimal. It doesn't remove much from mine. But again, I own a black powder rifle in real life. And they're pretty heavy. Not like I say they're 50 caliber machine gun heavy, where in real life terms, your character's arms and spine would be fucked up. Your arms would be permanently dislocated or removed from your body if you tried to pick up a 50 caliber machine gun. Rambo's not real, people. Not possible. Go home. Yet, in Fallout 76, it's completely plausible. Breaks all forms of laws of motion and gravity. And you can put your spine in a literal fold paper position and shoot round after round after round of ammo and say, wow, my back doesn't hurt me at all. In fact, the shooting this gun does wonders, but when there's me over here shooting a black powder rifle, and what did I have to do today, Brown Boy? Because of the already sort of bad and attempted tweak weight system. I had to what? Give you all my guns?
You had to give me all your guns. And on that concept of the 50 caliber, I wanted to talk about the fact that would literally break your fucking hands, even if you could lift it up.
It will.
Because I don't doubt that there's somebody who could. But what I do doubt is there's somebody who would survive shooting it. Because you gotta think, that's the same roundage that's in a 50 BMG sniper rifle, like a Barrett 50 cal.
I'm working on it. Sorry, I'm doing stuff at home.
And that sniper rifle is notable for its recoil, right?
Right. And don't forget to mention, that's kind of why 50 cal was on a stand. That's why.
Because it would break your fucking arms if you tried to shoot it normally.
It would tear your arms out of the socket.
Right.
Like literally tear it. If it not, you face several dislocations and breaks at least.
Let's be honest. If it didn't, we'd have a light machine gun somewhere that would run on that shit. If it didn't have enough recoil to break your fucking arms. But we don't, because it does.
I should. Oh, hey.
Well, the main purpose of this video is to talk about the fact that the weight system in Fallout is tweaking. So.
Right, and again, we can still chat and yammer on about certain other parts of that system that I think are strange and outright, maybe more than strange, of outright outlandish, not a Waste Hunters joke. But like completely like, what the fuck, man? Head scratcher, you wonder why were they drunk or on drugs? Like, the nuclear slingshot, the wonderful, the American loved and greatness of the Batman. And the main nukes weigh like 6 pounds. And there are some people in the game. They're like Bandolier, Bear Arm, Max and Out, run 20 mini nukes and no MERV, no legendary classification really, besides like an attack enhancer. Gone. It's like, and these dudes are clocking in thousands of pounds an hour, and they're like, boom, 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 and you're like, what the hell? Not to mention some of them that found a apparently that dude that got me at Foshnok was not the only one. There's 6 new people in the game that have a mini nuke minigun is what they're now being called jokingly. A mini nuke minigun. They shoot so many rounds off at once. It's like a 16, 24 pack of beer, and you just chunk it off, and you just chunk 2 of those. They put a MERV on it, and it goes and do an exploit of some sort. It goes and just shoots automatic. It not only breaks their game, but it permanently screws the individual or victim up permanently forever. They have the chance of permanently flatlining your game. And then they're like, well, it's in the game, therefore it's okay. And by some miracle, they don't get in trouble.
By some fucking miracle.
Again, the Batman rounds don't weigh as much or weigh even with a Black Powder rifle, which is, again, one of my favorite guns in the game, besides my other ones that I left with me, my more favorite ones that are lighter. Yeah, let's talk about how a lever action rifle runs 45, weighs like 5 pounds.
Doesn't it weigh like 10?
What? 5 or 6, easy.
I thought you said it weighed 10, because it usually weighs like 14 for me. Weighs 14 for me sometimes. How the fuck? Okay.
You're probably right there.
And you mentioned that the Black Powder rifle weighs 6. How in the fuck?
Right. Again, that's what led me to believe that they're broken.
I mean,
Captain could probably chill out and say, instead of saying shotgun builds are insane, let's have them make a video on how insane the weight system is.
It's
the weight system was a whole. It's screwing itself over was the reason why we had a stash box increase. And then, once again, because of the weight system, we got a new scrap box. Hold your junk, because people got the new scrap box or the box increase, and they're like, Bethesda can't do their job. I still can't put nothing in my box. Well, you don't say. QZ, you don't say me. Little Vault Tech hat on him. You don't say, dumbass. What do you think the problem here is? Again, wait.
I also would like to mention...
It never clicked on me. I want to mention before I hand over to you. It never clicked on me till today. Without this weight problem, we wouldn't have had scrap boxes. We would have had 800 points on the stash box, because it's that broken that they're just gonna imagine. This is gonna be bad, and I will hope it doesn't get your video taken down for copyright claims. But imagine the game's imagine the weight system it hits a glass wall. That's fine. Your gameplay. Imagine that crack being. You're overweight because of the stuff you're carrying. Now imagine, Bethesda's like, we got the best flex tape ever. Slaps on, add more weight to the box. Instead of actually fixing the problem, like giving you glass repair, which would be fix the weight system a little bit every so often, or like every patch, to go through and overhaul the weight system to where lever action rifles don't need to weigh 10 pounds. Mine doesn't even. Mine in real life. In real life,
that would not weigh 10 pounds.
A Remington weighs like 5, 6. Unloaded, it's 4.
I have an experience with this.
It's so sad.
We did drill rifles. We did drill. We had rifles. They were, the barrels were filled in. They weren't doing anything. You literally couldn't get that thing to fire if you wanted to. The triggers were sealed. The barrel was sealed. You could make it fire, but it'd take a shit ton of work, right? But
yeah, not much work.
Those things only weighed 8 pounds, and this was like I wouldn't say an M14 because it was bolt action, but it had that kind of look to it.
Right. rifle. It was part of the clip-fed hunting rifles that were
Right.
used
It was
as a
like
semi-auto.
it's like the hunting rifle in Fallout in a
where
way.
you could
But
change it. Right, exactly.
and that
Which
fucker
is
weighs
made for
12
that.
and 12
Or it
units.
could be the bar? That's a bar. Or Call of Duty World War II had it. It was a bolt-action rifle, and you put a fixed clip in. It had a specific type of round. It went, and it had like a hell of a recoil in the game too. But wherever it hit, armored or not, died. I
Right.
cannot remember what that guy's called. But you know, you
Right.
get my
I also
point,
wanted
though.
to mention the fact that no perk cards. A fucking token weighs more than a 50 caliber bullet.
But you talking about the tokens in the game?
Yeah.
Hey, once upon a time, those were still useless now, but once upon a time, they weighed more than a 50 caliber bullet. And you couldn't drop them. Even better, right? And atomic roller balls, you couldn't drop them because they were in the MISC section. Now they actually have now propaganda flyers in America of Fallout. Actually, are worth something, woo, selling propaganda.
Yeah, that's
worth
a good
count.
thing.
And atomic roller balls can actually be scrapped. And it's a little bit of a dark day in America, though, because again, who wants to sit here and play a game that represents the divergence of World War II and say, oh, I'm going to carry a lever action rifle that weighs 10 pounds and then a black powder rifle of 6. I will do it because I literally got rid of every other gun in my entire inventory and put it on one of Bromby's accounts.
And this could be
Because again, I don't care how much it weighs. I'll go around it. I've been doing it for a year and some months. I'm not stop. I told you what I tell you, Bromby. I'm no longer catering to the game's demands.
right. And this is something that could be simply fixed if we drop the weight of all weapons by at least 10-20%.
Well, maybe not drop them, but do something different. I mean, don't get to a real life standard.
Right. This wouldn't cost them much.
It's not super
And I know
hard
that
to get a black powder rifle in real
Right.
life. Hold it and say that's a pound at a
Not
time.
only
The barrels
that-
are made of lead or steel. You know.
Right. But here, I want to make an interesting proposal. Since they're doing a movie anyways, they could not only do that, but since it wouldn't cost them that much money and they need to do it
Boy,
anyways,
Mage
they
is
could
in a
have...
party. What is due?
I don't know. But they could have...
Bother him.
They could have made a damn... Have somebody make replicas of the guns and their medals and to standard, figure out how much they weigh, and use that as a basis for the weight system in the game.
Yes. I would like that to be as close to real as we can get.
Right.
Also, the chat that I got with Mage, just... Oh, a minute. I'm messing with Mage right now. Gotta love Mage. He's... Huh. Is concealer muted on my end? Lol. Seriously? Unless I have him blocked, I wouldn't be surprised. It also could be just straight up down and blocked or muted. I'm watching Mage be a good guy. The props to my friend Chris. He's a hell of a dude. Besides you, Bromby, you're in a ballpark all your own. But Mage is that kind of guy that, oh yeah, the dude just nuked my base. But oh look, I see he's having a problem 2 days later, and to shop me together. It's all good, bro. That was yesterday. I forgive you, and everything's all good. Kudos to Mage for still being able to do that, because it takes a hell of a specific, that kind of person. You do it, but you might need to break it, because you make the wrong decisions, in my moral compass opinion, and I'm not saying that you're wrong for it. I'm just saying you've had times in the past, and you still do every so often, where it's like, you know, I'll give him a second chance, or I'll give him another run through if he deserves it, and then you do, and those had catastrophic consequences. But I'm also not going to say you're wrong for it either. Again, you're you. You ain't killed nobody yet in the game, and you know yeah. I hope I'm not getting any other audio in there, because I may have to ask for permission. But you get my point. And
right.
That was the point. Again, that was my point to all of this was, and if you want, I can get a picture or a couple, and we can put them in a, I don't know if you're able to do this, but I'll have an edited edition of the game maybe, or your video, then I can send all these pictures of the standard of this gun. Like I said, I don't want nothing super confusing. Like I said, I know my rifle weighs 4 pounds, maybe less, unloaded. It's not even much when it is loaded. It's a lever action rifle, but it's center mass, wood stock, wood grip. There's no problem here, guys.
But
you know, and yeah, if you get my point.
Yeah, and I hope you guys. I hope everyone gets the point here, and maybe even spreads the word to Bethesda. Somebody, anybody, please. We kind of made our point here, though, right?
I'm gonna turn my volume down before they start getting rowdy.
I was thinking we made our point here, right? We could end it.
Right, but just to show a bit of extra though, as a point of thought to think about.
Okay.
I'll take a couple pictures, and I don't know how you're gonna do. I don't know how you do that. I'll leave that to you.
I'll try to do something, but if I can't, I'll let you know.
Doing the emote in the game, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like you're shrugging your shoulders as my character has a bubble or whatever drawn in. And he says, you know, for example, on my screener right now, but a single action revolver weighs 4.2, and I still think that's unpounded. I really do. My hunting rifle's 10.35, 2.1 from a Gatling gun for my World War II weapons, exactly. 3.94 for my 10mm pistol, which is light frame apparently according to the game standard. My back shotgun 12.6. My lever action is 10.87. My black powder rifle, the pride and joy of all of my guns, I love these things to death, weighs 6 even. And my broadsider, the heaviest gun, should be the heaviest gun I own, right? Because the cannon on a piston unit.
Right.
No, it weighs 1.6. It's the lightest gun I own right now. The lightest.
And you're using the perk right now, aren't you?
Yes, but I took it off and it didn't do much either. But I will, for the sake of this video, I'll take down Bear Arms right now. And let's see how much it weighs now. Okay, it weighs 16. Fair enough. That's pretty fair because broadsider. But with the Bear Arm, it fixes. That shouldn't have to be a thing.
And this could be
I shouldn't have to need it. I shouldn't have to have what I call perk cards in this game. I call them mental stimulants. Mental's in the psychologically balanced to say, hey, you can already carry that in the first place, but you're welcome from Vault-Tec. We're going to tell you can in a perk card called Ordnance Express, so you can carry 5 extra grenades. You're welcome. You didn't ask for it, so here you go. And it's like, oh wow, I can carry 5 extra grenades. Wow! Thanks, Vault-Tec. But again, Bethesda's undoing, and then we kind of get the downside. We as Vault-Tec, we get the short end of the stick because of that. I don't like it. Yeah, I get it's a cannon, but there should be no reason that cannon should weigh the amount it did with the cards. It's just a mental stimulant. It's just a set of cards. There's nothing on that card that says, hey, apply the skin to get big buff, carry more fat man rounds. With Bandolier and that thing, I carry on me without any issues right now because of that card. 1 broadsider and 48 cannonball rounds, and they run a single cannonball per barrel. Which means I'm shotgun them out slowly. My hunting rifle, when I change it back to 38, we'll probably have a couple thousand rounds. No big deal. Whoop-de-doo. I actually ditched a lot of my ammo to you as well because, again, it was so much. The 308 rounds I'm going to be using weigh 0.001. I get that 1,000 rounds. Whoop-de-doo. But yet, 45s, and I know this is wrong somewhere, 45s, 44s, 38s, 5mm. I'm naming all the ones I use. And that's it. All the ones named weigh 0. Shotgun shells, 10mm rounds, 50 caliber ball, .308s all weigh 0.001. So do they weigh less than 0? Is that like, what, a kilo now? It's confusing too. Again, I'm taking this as weight of American standard of pounds, ounces.
That's like less than
liters,
0.1% of a pound.
Exactly my point. When we both know that get a bunch of those together, and that's not true. That 45 will weigh something. I mean, I think it needs an overhaul a little bit. Like, come on, make the guns weigh their real life counterparts. Because I know that some of the guns in this game are based off of real weapons. The Remington lever action rifle. It's a real thing. That's a Remington. The Smith & Wesson revolver, single action. We have one. You know, me and my wife went on. I pestered my wife to please go with me to a couple gun shows, and she's like, I don't want to go and see a bunch of guns. And then she came home with a .44 Magnum. What? Oh my gosh! She now can actually become, if she really wanted to be, the mysterious savior or stranger. Whoop-de-doo, because he has a Magnum. So it's a thing. It's a World War II divergent of our real thing. So these guns would normally have brands on them if this was real life. And yet here we are calling it a hunting rifle, a pump shotgun. That's a Brunelli, bro. That's a fucking Brunelli. You know, that's a type of shotgun. By the way, it's a pump action shotgun that's like made to break down riots and hell, sometimes the SWAT team might use them to push up. Some of the
semi-autos that they have, like the Benelli M4, that's one of their more popular, or at least one of the more.
That is, I'm basically running a Benelli M4 right now on my character, right now. That's exactly what that is. It's got the stock. It's weird. It's got that nub at the end that makes it great for smacking someone with. But technically, that nub at the bottom of the stock is actually where the stock was made to join in from the original port. It would be an attachment to the already existing hand stock that was in with stockless, quote unquote, the grip. But they just kind of kept it there for a long, I don't know, moment. I would even venture there's a metal rod that came out of that stock that the new stock attaches to seamlessly. Shotguns are amazing, man. Lever action rifles are smart as hell with the concept of have a port for entry, so the bottom tube is not for looks, my friend. That's where the bullets go. And then when you palm the lever, it pulls one up, pushes it into the barrel, and you shoot it, and pull the lever back, it pops up the back of the gun, and it ejects the bullet. Whoa, that's basically automatic fire if you can run the lever just right. And it was used in several westerns. I
also believe that the
Gatling gun.
I'll let you finish. But I also believe that
I think it needs a little help. I really do. And they're weighing up 5 mil. Again, it was 0 or whatever. They're not weighing it as a belt of 5 mil. They're weighing it as one bullet, which is great. But still, let's put some thought into the guns, guys. And all I would like to do is start with the guns and go back through each item in the game that's a Fallout stand-in real-world counterpart. You know, certain guns are fine. There's certain ones I disagree on. Like the fact that my lever action rifle is like a McGurk 0 roundage weight. Yet when I pick up 45 in the game, I'm all of a sudden, before transferring, I was overcumbered. Excuse me, Todd.
I think
what the hell? 2 seconds ago was fine, and then I was overcumbered. But it weighs 0. What are your stance? What's your stance on that?
My stance on this, I really think that it's kind of ridiculous that a hunting rifle, in some cases, will weigh less than my lever action, the long barrel or whatever, because 14 and then for the lever, and then which lever action, you are right, it is a genius weapon.
And also rifle weighs at base 10.35.
Right, but you can get it to 12.
That's pretty bad.
But the lever action rifle is a genius weapon, because also, not to mention the fact that loading port, you could just, I don't know, while you're still on your sights, just slide a bullet in there. You still got your gun. You still got your trigger on the finger. I mean, it's.
Yeah, but you have to hold it.
Right, but it's something you could do if you needed to.
yeah, if you or even have someone doing it for you, or even hell, do like Williams done. He jerry rigged for my lever action rifle I currently own. He had a way to make it quote unquote self priming. Basically, he put it as a stand on a thing where you're shooting from. You take this device, you put it around the barrel of the gun, and clamp it down to right at the edge of the grip. Okay? It literally is made to accompany for recoil of higher caliber machine gun rounds. And what it does is it'll hold it to hold the gun level wherever you set it to aiming sights. Okay, and you could literally just put rounds into the gun when it runs out, and prime the motherfucker. Pull the trigger. It does recoil, but the thing holds the gun in place, so you can basically not run around with it, but make it seem like there's another human being, like a telescope rifle, World War II, maybe World War One. Depends on. It's sad. It gives the effect that there's more than one individual with lever action rifles returning fire. If you put more than one together, it really just makes, he says, it makes it look like you have an army when all you have is 4 of your drunken friends protecting a bar from a Western movie. It makes it look menacing when really, when you get over there,
during those
like,
times.
Okay.
But during those times, something like a Henry repeater would be like the fastest thing that you could fire.
That's what lever actions were called way back when, though.
Right.
Wasn't that what they called lever actions for a long time?
I think it was a repeater. That was so fast at the time. That was so fast.
And then the Gatling gun showed up as like sup bitch.
Right, but the Gatling gun wasn't. Here's the thing. Just like with the just like with the 50 cal, the Gatling gun was the Western form of the 50 caliber machine gun. It was an immobile, high fire rate, quote unquote.
Well, immobile, but if you got one and did it just right, you could plausibly carry it, but not as much as my character does.
And you also wouldn't be able to shoot it very accurately as well. But
no, that's what I don't like is if I can crank it wrong as well.
Right, but it was usually mounted on vehicles, like
train car.
Yeah, that too. Wagons, train cars, all kinds of stuff.
Back of wagons, if you're calling it Western, back of rail cars and wagons, with the walls, the wooden mounted walls of forts.
Nope, but
best idea America ever had.
Yeah,
the best. It's gorgeous.
But that was the highest fire rate thing they had compared to a lever action because it was just a genius creation.
I air out myself out.
And then things like double action revolvers came out, and that kind of just set the deal for everything. Semi-automatic handguns.
Not really. I still think a single action revolver is pretty good because, again, there's less of a piece to fuck up when you fold the barrel out.
Right. It's more manual.
All you gotta do is you have to clean the chambers, lube up the barrel as you go. Make sure the spring unit that rotates it for you is fine. Make sure the hammer is great. Whoop-de-doo. It was low maintenance for at its time. A godsend for a sidearm.
This is my stance.
So with lever action should have been your main.
I've told you this before. This is my stance on firearms. The more manual it is, the more you have to do to get it to fire, the less it's gonna fuck up on you.
Yeah.
For example, single action is less.
Then, if the gun does fuck up, it could technically and quite literally be a matter of human error. Correct?
Right.
That's what my rant about the look of the lever action rifle paints in game of the Scarlet Sniper versus, for example, Inlay. That whole rant is literally about that in a way. The more clean it looks, the more likely you could say that dude knows what he's doing. The extensive amount of cleaning I have to do after shooting my Springfield is outrageous, and yet I'm the dumbass to say, well, I'll shoot the Stagecoach shotgun that for some reason took more black powder shelled. I mean, like the shells were excessive, and it took more time for me to clean it than my Springfield. But again, I shot those Springfield a lot more.
Also,
but I agree with that.
Right
now, could the lever action rifle be considered not good then because of the fuck ups? Yes, there are occasions where you could You could waddle around with the handle like you're twiddling your fiddle in the stagecoach's back mat and be completely screwed when it came to a firefight, and all of a sudden the lever got bent in such a way that you couldn't shoot it well anymore, or the priming pin got a bit of sand in the Arizona desert on it. Yeah, great. Or simply you just didn't know that you had to prime it. I gave one of my daughters it recently. Not Kate, I gave Mars, of all of them, the youngest at the time. And I showed her how to shoot it. And she forgot. Hey, I had to prime it to shoot it again.
Right.
So you're basically pulling triggers on blanks. It doesn't do anything.
But most of those problems...
It did do something, but it went click. And she's like, ooh, I win? But she now gets it. She's a hell of a shot. Right.
And most of those things can be fixed. But, a single action, it's safe to say that the simpler something is in form of parts, and the more you have to, the more manual it is, meaning you have to take more steps to fire it, the more reliable it's going to be. The 1911 is coined for its simplicity, hence it works very well. It's one of the most reliable.
I love how the barrel just recoils on the inside of the gun as the slide's pulling back.
But it is one of the most, or at least I've heard it is one of the most reliable semi-automatic handguns to ever be created.
Yep.
Especially during the era of World War I and II.
After it was trying to redo that. The what's it called? The other pistol. That was made after that was out.
Some soldiers can even choose it in service today, if I am correct.
I would, but again, I think they're giving the gun. They have the burps and shit. I shouldn't have. I'm just trying to speak it even. Roar.
What?
Shoot right there.
And it's a single action, but with my method, a single action revolver will be more reliable than a double action. No, this isn't always true.
Yeah.
But it is a rule to think of. The black powder rifle, any fuck up that's on that thing is completely user error, intentional or not. That's why you have to be trained to use the thing. Can't use too much powder.
Okay.
Make sure you treat it right.
Yep.
Right?
Daily maintenance and care.
Right?
The firearm, not a human being, but still.
It's a firearm, but you need to treat your firearms like
somewhat as such.
Treat your firearm like it's your newborn son. Take care of it. Take good care of it.
I don't know what my fam's doing, but they have a schlaw finally. They're on the garden. Thank God they're away from me. I hate to say it. I know I want to say it's on YouTube, but damn, don't get it. Oh, fuck. I was just choking just a minute ago. Yay. Right? I'm also shutting the fucking door. They're not helping me out by telling me to... It's 76 in here, though. I probably better not. I'm still here.
Okay.
I mean... But you do agree with my argument on that they need to fix it a little bit. I mean, not like, again, like I said, don't make it like...
Don't make everything like 1 pound.
Here's the weight when it is, but give it something more accurate, because I know that's pounds.
Right. Don't make everything 1 pound.
As simple
to make
as
it
we
easier.
could be mistaking the pounds for something like ounces. But again, we don't know that.
We don't even know what the weight is based on.
Until I'm told different, I'm using the pound system.
But that's
until I'm told different.
Right. We're not...
Because I can't say for sure.
We're not asking Bethesda to make everything weigh 1 in terms of weapons. We're just asking for a little bit of leniency and more accuracy on this stuff.
Maybe. I would for sure tell like some of these guns to not try to fail in the weight category on me personally. Again, if I have to get rid of all my good guns, the ones I like also, and choose a lighter caliber with the broadside being without the perk card, the highest thing I own, that's a problem there, friend. It's almost like the game's like, oh hey, you have a set favorite weapon wheel. It's no different than this other guy that's somewhere in the couple million people that play. but you're always going to be overcumbered. Have fun.
Or
well, the other dude's like, whoa, it's your machine gun. Thanks, Merm. This is fun. And you're just standing here. Standing here trying not to starve and dehydrate, because that's all I can do. It's sad.
This is what makes me sad the most. There isn't even a perk card to reduce the weight of rifles. So if you carry an assault rifle, lever action rifle, hunting rifle, black powder rifle, you can't reduce the weight of it, but you can reduce the weight of every other gun under the sun. Gatling gun, no problem. Pistols, 50 cal, no problem. Pistols, shotguns, all of them. The rifles get no love.
Right. What about pistols, such as...
There is a perk for that, pack and light with agility. Which
you're right. I use that one a lot, a little bit too. But not right now because you don't need it no more. You're no longer carrying that fucking thing around on purpose. But you get my point, Otis.
Right, I get your point.
Would hope some people in the chat would give a healthy debate about it.
I would like to see some. I would like to see some comments.
Surely we're not the only ones that are like, "Oh, lol, we know." I'm gonna go into Mage's World just if you're wondering. But still, if there's some that don't see it or would be on the opposite side, the adversary side, I'm fine. I want to hear your opinions. And if there are a couple of you, like at the time until that moment, had no clue until that exact moment. All those times leading up to that moment that you just now may have realized this into our video and may now fully see how strange it is that a smaller rifle can weigh more than others. Let me know. I would also like to know what stories about other guns in the game, good and bad experiences of finding that gun in terms of the weight.
Oh, I think I've got a few.
To put in a little bit about what the gun did for you, but like I said, the story to kind of focus on the weight. How did it feel carrying that gun around the game and picking up too many rounds?
I think I got one. You remember that 2-shot combat rifle I had?
Yeah.
I had a 2-shot combat rifle. I got rid of it because, listen, I loved that combat rifle. But
they're fine. That's the closest you're going to get to a real-life M16 or M4 as far as the game's lore is concerned.
But I had to get rid of that. Well, other than the handmade, but I love that combat.
No, that doesn't count because that's an automatic. That's foreign. The handmade's actually foreign.
You do got a point there.
Idea.
But I loved that combat rifle, but I tried everything. I wanted to make it automatic because, automatic fire. And I have another gripe about all this. Semi-automatic and single fire we need to do in order to be, in my opinion, great. Yeah. They're decent. They're fine. But every single fully automatic outclasses them. Which is unfair. Yeah. But I wanted to mention this combat rifle. But I had to get rid of it because it weighed so much. And, like I mentioned, there's no perk card to reduce that. I put it in my box a few times and I was like, but then I'm not using it. So I scripted.
Yeah.
And then I now have a Vampire's Explosive Handmade, and I love that gun. But sometimes I can't carry it because it weighs so much.
Yeah, it does. It all weigh a lot.
A handmade almost weighs as much as a broadsider sometimes.
Hey, I'll take my chances with a handmade though than a broadsider personally, because the handmade's 5.56 high caliber rounds, as you likely know.
Right.
Those are considered high caliber. And I don't know if the game, and I know this is happening, but I want to mention that on the concept of the ammo machine that I mentioned way back when before it was even announced.
Yeah.
They are getting an interface change, as you probably noticed yourself. Eventually, if you hadn't already, people probably will tell you about it. They're getting an interface change. They announced it likely next patch note. But still, That was a smart idea. See, I'm not gonna dog Bethesda at all a whole fuck time because that's smart. I knew it was on its way before they even knew it, I guess, or they even wanted anyone else to know. But you know,
You even mentioned Nuka-Cola Cranberry prior to its comeuppance.
Vault-Tec calling. Would you like a Nuka-Cola
And
Cranberry?
you know what the saddest part of that was?
Ours.
Nobody believed you.
Uh-huh.
Nobody believed you but me.
Hey, Mage doesn't have enough brain power to truly get what the complexity of, oh my gosh, there's a new drink in the game. That baffles him. You know how it was when Wastelanders came out? It was like, what fuck is do? Help, please. Yeah, please, yes. His brain kind of do, because, you know, he's simple. He's not dumb, but he's simple.
Right.
And that's where I think he believed me, but I don't think he really had enough to say about it, though, either. It's, you know.
Nobody, but my point is, nobody believed you. But I knew that you knew.
I got a question for you. You still got my Sea Captain hat, my patrolman glasses, and the treasure hunter out there, right?
I might have one of those. It's probably on the mule, but I might have one of those.
I know it is, but if we can get, they should all be on the mule. I gave them to you for the mule. I think I'm gonna get those back and use those as my main outfit. I don't know why I dropped them. I guess I was just in the moment of.
You was doing an inventory clearance. I understand.
Right, but I don't remember needing that. I would rather keep that for the Bog Wanderer is okay. It's Jason light, but it looks like a Christmas sweater, like the sleeves. It's not as good as looking at my character's ripped arms. That the outfit surprisingly does not complement at all. It doesn't be like, oh well, your guy's not buff. Here's like an artificial buffing. I checked it, even tested it. My wife's like, surely your character's not that ripped. So I showed her, but not buff gas versus buff gas. It does make my character look a little buff, but it's not like my character is right now where that's all him. It's made to make your character look pretty out there. Like I said, imagine my character in a African-American skin tone, such as Baldy, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. To put him in that outfit, they're basically pulling the Jumanji, in my personal opinion. The hat and everything to scream Jumanji. And that's why I liked it so much. It reminds me of Jumanji. I'm just a white Dwayne Johnson at that point, for the character. But the hat no longer takes away your hair either, but still, I like my hat. Sea Captain hat. It feels like I'm a Navy soldier running around the wasteland, like pew pew pew.
Right.
Hey, just helping people. Lol.
But this was kind of a point, and this is a point I want to make.
Oh.
Bethesda, if you ever hear this, you're not doing your job.
Please.
I mean,
I'm
listen.
not going to dog them completely
I'm not,
for not doing their job.
Right.
That's a little out there.
But I have to make.
I have to like your friend and.
Right.
Well, yeah.
But I want to make note of it. I'm not being mean or anything. I still do like Bethesda enough to say that I like what they do, but in some cases it's a little overlooked. Like this waste system, it's been a problem for a long time. And
they tried to fix it a little bit here and there.
Right. They did.
Still had the same repercussions that it did before. They just had to add more weight, and they added the scrap box to completely divert your junk scrap to an endless box to the overall like a catch-all.
Right, and I enjoy the hell out of that.
The biggest issue, and I don't think so. I think, the junk can be a problem in a stash box of 800, but I don't believe the junk scrap thing was necessary. Now, am I grateful to have it? Fuck yes. Do another one. Like, it's amazing. It's a smart idea.
Can I have one for food, please? Can I have my endless fridge? I'm fat, okay?
Oh yeah, you like to carry like spoilable food, but like we're do that. you have a fridge. You get a fridge in this game. You can't
Right,
get it off
but I'm
the
just thinking
fridge anymore.
having like endless
But you don't
storage
get
for
an ice
preserve.
cold Nuka-Cola. You get a Nuka-Cola, not ice cold. But like I said, it went not super hard to do a little bit more. You know, hell, if they contact me and say we could use your help.
Well, I wasn't trying to be mean with that statement that they weren't doing their job. Well, I was trying to boil it down to what they were doing.
Snake is, you know, for real or not. Then Bethesda can reach out to some.
You know, like you said. Oh fuck.
Get that, but again, there's things you could be doing, like lever action rifles. But I think our video's gone on long enough, my friend. We're way over the
Right. We were just mentioning that this is a cry for help. Kind of.
To me, it's more of a nitpick. It was a cry for help when I got rid of all my guns, but now it's just more or less a nitpick. Because again, I was kind of going to get rid of those guns eventually, anyways. But you know, my heart is where they need to be. With the guns I enjoyed the most before the ones I gave you. But again, the lever action rifle weighs a lot. At least give me a part card that fix it. If anything, if you're not gonna put the extra effort that can understandably be done that way, I understand. But please, Bethesda, give me something to make my guns weigh less. You're not gonna make the gun weigh less, or at least to its real life. Or when I say real life counterpart, I mean actually tell us whether or not is that pounds and ounces with that whole number in the decimal, or is that straight up ounces and straight up pounds? Or are we running kilos? Or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's too confusing. I mean, this could very well be 10 ounces and some milliounce or something, okay?
Or it could be like, this is off, but it could be like kilograms.
Please, come to you. I would like to know, because this could be literally my brain saying, gosh, we're running the American standards, and here they are using, like, that's 10 pounds of what? Well, I could be wrong, but of course, they're not labeled, so I don't know.
Right.
I can't say it's not.
Maybe Bethesda has their own weight standard.
Well, hell, if there's a Fallout standard for the American, you know, go for it. I'm fine. But again, please, Bethesda, figure something out, man. I'm already great to have your game. I'm losing a little bit of faith in you, of course, for reasons. But, and I'm not saying this for you to be able to bribe me to liking you guys again, because I don't hate any of you. But there's some things that I think that could use a little bit of work on your game. It's an MMORPG, but the fact that players are sometimes super toxic in PvP, and y'all did after all change the PvP, but the people are getting away with doing bad things, and the certain small camp problems and the weight reduction, all of them are just me personally over a moral compass, if anything. Like, for those that may be working in the company that might want to know, I don't enjoy getting messages from kids saying, oh my gosh, please help. There's a bunch of higher levels than the
Oh yeah, that happened to me today.
40-year-old men, 20 to 40-year-old males running around bullying a child who's only level, like, what level was he brought by?
6. It's sad that people can't even make a cry for help anymore.
They said it's a PvP game, and fuck you. And then they were proceeded to be hateful in area chat when one of his friends was modding in mole rats. Like, and it wasn't such as simple as that location had mole rats, yes, but it didn't need like 60. He was trying to flat out stop me from hitting it, messing with what they were doing. And I told him, if I was a Bethesda dev, I'd ban your ass flat out, because you took the you took what is in the game, exploited it, and said, "Oh, it wouldn't be in the game if it wasn't intended to be this way." You don't mess with a single-digit player, no matter how high of a level you are. If you're higher level than them, you're technically in a level to age sense. You're older than them. You should be helping them. Everyone help each other, be fine. And then my problem here is you went to help, and you were like, "Yeah, here, I'll help you, dude. Don't worry." And then they started targeting us like we were bad.
We got
fucked. Like, what the hell?
We got fucked because I answered a cry for help.
Right.
I answered to what I felt was a distress signal.
Especially with how they handle that. Those players, if Microsoft got a hold of them, they would have got a con ban somewhere. Because they were being very, very vulgar to me before you invited me to that new chat. Very vulgar. Like, when I was like, "Hit me, you fucking N-word, or I will come over to your house right now and effing kill you." I mean it, I swear to God if you don't. He was getting extremely vulgar over PvP. And then his other friend was like, "N-word, stop following me, you piece of shit homosexual. I don't want to fight you. And I don't care if you don't like that we were bullying that kid." He wanted to admit it, they were doing it. And then he spawned in like 90 or 60, up to 60, maybe 90 more rats. Over PvP, and me trying to be good and stop them.
Right. And also, in the words of, I want to use the great words of Mage himself, it's a fucking game. You don't have to be that fucking tryhard to bully people over something, over nothing. The fucking dude.
It's just PvP, man. Chill the fuck out. And that's what I told the dude in the chat. That's what nuclear winter's for. That was what survival was for. Fuck off.
And you want to know why survival was gone? Because people exploited a shit ton. Or
used it to skyrocket their level, and they come over here and do the same thing.
This is that's where the cry for help comes.
Fortnite smarted up in a form where PvP is the thing to do. That's why I stay out of it. I'm bad at PvP, but my heart was racing because as a military individual, I already served a tour already. What has this world come to, Rob? Was gone. I mean, I came back and was like, "Man, what's up? I haven't seen you in fucking forever." And it was like, "Yeah, fine. Fallout's doing that." I mean, you got to talking, and I see what you mean. The fan base is causing that game to look awful. And at one point, I truly do, I still sort of do believe, I should have not, come home, yeah, but I should have not come back to the game, at least. And I used to love the company so much, and I still do in a way, but I'm losing faith. Especially since I have 4 daughters. One of them's really young. One of them's her being like 5 or 6. The second youngest is like 13, 12. You know, okay, she says she's 13.5, and she's so proud, like that's an achievement. But now I know there's 40-year-old men running around. I don't know, I'm not saying that's a problem. There's some that are vulgar, more vulgar than me being a sailor.
And some of them are threatening people.
Right. I mean, my wife was mute down in the game one time, and a dude was bullying her because she wouldn't speak or didn't have a mic. He kept saying, "You're not mute, you just don't have a mic, pussy." And he kept calling her a thought, a whore. And he just started messing with her, and it took me jumping in and telling him to screw off. I had to use my government power to tell him to screw off, because there are people there in area chat, and she was crying in area chat. And when I told him to screw off, he got livid at me. He said, "N-word, move along before I put you in a cage and make you my toy." She is a girl player, and she deserves every bit of this, if she even is a female. And I was like, I made a couple phone calls, and I said, "Get him out of here." They did. He went to prison for sexual harassment. And I don't care if it's in a video game. And listen, Todd, I don't give a fuck if you kick me out of the game. I'm not like Soviet, which I know y'all know who I'm talking about. I'm not like him. I don't just stop. Where he's like, you can ban me, I don't care, I'm going to defend. I don't stop when the game shuts off. I do not approve of companies who will do things, who will have things like this happen in their thing, and then not communicate. I know y'all don't communicate for reasons, but if this happens to my daughters, I don't care if I get a permaban. There's a court order awaiting y'all, and it doesn't go down like most court orders tend to do with big companies like you guys. I hope it never happens to the kids. And I hope y'all can bring up catch that ball for once and say, hey, maybe there's some things going on that we might need to look at. Again, the guns, they're great. I love their animations, everything else, but fix some small things. And make sure the players get punished for the right reasons and actually look into it.
Seriously.
Some of them are just being vulgar. And if I did the same thing they were doing, y'all would have likely even stepped in and said, that's a ban. Gone. Or a chat ban was running about ban. But here they are running around popping up the N-word and using, some of them people I've met before have been using sexual slangs and full-on racial discrepancies and saying, this is why police officers attack people like you on sight. And it's like, what the hell? When they got mad, they just flip out. And then, it's like a bit of time waiting after reporting them, and it's like, thank you for contacting Bethesda. Please be more detailed descriptive or something like that. And it's like, you're kidding me, right? You're kidding. I mean, and I'm very detailed with a lot of my reporting. And I tend to make sure it's to what happened. But as of some of the past events from my daughter's just now getting into the game, the two of them that are, I'm going to be buying a $200, $300 Microsoft capture card because I just don't trust the people in the game, and I sure as hell don't trust some of the company decisions for how to deal with some of that stuff. I'm not, until they show me I can. But I'm going to get it all recorded for the sake of the legal term. I did it with Riley with the actual camcorder that recorded the screen itself. I put it on this microchip thing, that's what they're called SD cards or something like that. I put one on there, and every time someone fucked up in a video game against her and tried to intentionally start her heart to mess up because she had her heart problem, I sent it into the police. And they looked into it, and things got done. So I don't want to pay extra money to make sure my kids are safe on a game that's made for everyone. And I'd like to end this video here shortly and get on the regular chat with Mage because he's helping a low-level player, and I want to see what's up.
All right.
But I think, like I said,
Hold
there's
up.
a few things we fixed that were great.
But thank you. Right. But this was our discussion. It went on a little bit longer than expected, but thank you for being here, Yes. Seriously.
Thank you for having
You gave some very solid points. As soon as I end this, it'll be uploaded, but
I know there's others that will say otherwise, and that's completely okay. I understand if some people don't notice it. Like I said, I had no clue until today. And I was like, ooh, damn, 10.8, and what, my lever was like 1087. I was like, oh boy, that's a real big eye-opener if those are pounds. That's pretty heavy for a gun of that size.
But anyway.
But I understand completely if there's other players that say otherwise, but I would like to see their side of the story too.
Right.
But
I would love to hear from you guys. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.